Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So last week I made a things I dislike about groups I love, Blackpink edition video, and someone in the comments wanted me to make a BTS one. You already know that on this channel the viewer's wish is my command, so here it is. The things I dislike about groups I love, BTS edition. Let's get right into it. BTS are literally one of the most overworked groups in K-pop ever. The boys already have a tendency to be hard on themselves, and Big Hit completely exploits that and takes full advantage. They have barely gotten a break since debut, and it literally took a freaking global pandemic for them to be able to get a break of some sort. If that doesn't say a lot to you, I don't know what will. They produce so much content, it's unbelievable. They are either on camera pretty much 24/7 filming something or in the studio recording something. They appear on tons of shows, interviews, have their own shows and content, and have multiple comebacks a year. It's literally insane. In their earlier years I get that it may have been necessary for them to be pushed or push themselves a little bit to break through. And once you make it and actually break through, that doesn't mean you should just be lazy and stop working hard. But it also doesn't mean you need to work to the point of physical and mental drainage and exhaustion most of the time. Last year in interviews and stuff, I don't know if it was just me, but they literally looked so tired. It is literally part of their job to put up a persona on camera, and they obviously know that very well, but still couldn't hide their tiredness. So imagine just how tired they must be. They really deserve to take a break if they want to, and just take it easy in general. I really hope they don't feel the need to be putting out truckloads of content. This kind of connects to my previous point, but I guess it's more from the perspective of an army. They literally produce so much content for us to either watch or buy or listen to, and it is seriously overwhelming at times. And you're probably like, girl, no one is making you watch it or listen to it or buy it, so just do what you want and stop complaining. But it isn't as easy as that. I really love the content they put out, and I want to watch and listen to everything I can. I love watching their live streams and interviews and Run Bangtan and Bon Voyage and In the Soup, and the list goes on. No one is pressuring me to, but I really want to consume all the content. But obviously I don't have all the time in the world, and neither do most armies. If you're going to tell me that you don't have to either sacrifice your sleep or underperform at school or work in order to consume as much BTS content as humanly possible in a day, sis, you're just straight up lying. Sometimes I wish for both their sake and ours that they would chill out with the amount of content they are putting out. But maybe this is just a me problem because most armies aren't complaining. And I get it because me too. But I'm still overwhelmed, lol, I dunno. Now I am not talking about the kind, civilized armies that respect and adore all 7 boys and appreciate them for their talents, charms, personalities, etc. I am talking about toxic armies. The ones that are louder than everyone else and give the fandom a bad rep, and it's not just one kind. There are so many different kinds of toxic armies that it is enough to drive people insane or make them leave the fandom. The toxic solo stands that hate on the members that aren't their bias and say terrible things about them. The shippers that spam the live chats and comment sections. The armies that pick fights with other fandoms and say the most terrible things you could possibly say to someone just because they don't stan BTS or because they stan a certain group. The ones that praise BTS by shaming other groups and bringing their members down with terrible derogatory language and horrible threats. Unfortunately the list goes on, and if I tried to talk about every single kind of toxic army and the problem with their behavior in this video, it would end up being an hour long or something. Toxic armies make it hard for respectful, civilized armies to enjoy being fans of BTS and a part of a fandom that is supposed to share their love and appreciation for BTS and just have a good time together. These so-called armies not only ruin the reputation of the fandom as a whole, but also of BTS. Army is literally known by everyone for being a crazy, possessive fandom. People who don't even know much about BTS or K-pop know about Army, and not in a good way. Sassings and crazy extreme armies are the reason why the boys feel uncomfortable doing or saying certain things publicly. I really hope BTS calls armies out in the future when they cross the line, or that the issue is somehow dealt with in a better way than it is being dealt with now. However, with the fandom only growing and the toxicity becoming more prevalent, I am not really sure if or how things will work out, which really sucks. I think I've mentioned this in one of my videos before, but before I knew anything about BTS, I knew who Jimin and Jungkook were, and Ty's face was also literally everywhere. It's like they were the faces of the group and the other members were not on the same level or not as significant. Now this is largely due to the popularity of the Maknae line in the fandom, but the amount that Big Hit pushes them compared to the Hyung line is unreal. They tend to get more screen time overall, and their quirks etc. are entertained more in captions and stuff like that. I know it's inevitable that in every group some members will be more popular than others, and that's fine. The problem I have is with the fact that Big Hit pushes the already popular members even more. I know solo stans and Maknae line stans won't stop, but Big Hit really needs to. BTS music used to be quite different back in the day, not only in terms of sound, but also in terms of lyrics. They wrote about the struggles and hardships of youth, important societal issues and things like that. But things have changed a lot quite then. I understand that in order to make it, especially if making it means breakthrough into the Western market, you have to go mainstream at some point, otherwise things will just not work out. So I understand their change in sound, and I don't dislike it at all. They have plenty of more mainstream sounding songs that are amazing lyrically and sonically. However, I still feel like somewhere along the way they lost their authenticity. This isn't their fault in any way, because when it comes to the lyrics, they actually overcame the struggles they were facing when they first debuted, and are literal millionaires that can't necessarily relate to all those issues anymore. And honestly, they have so many lyrical masterpieces that talk about things much deeper than love or drugs or I'm a bad bitch etc., even with their more poppy or mainstream music. But I can't help but feel like their overall musical vibe has strayed so far from where it started. I feel like at some point their goal was just to please American fans and get a huge Western audience, which made them lose their authenticity along the way a little. But things are changing for the better, and with the B album I really feel like they brought it back. Like you could tell they weren't making songs that were aimed to be played on the radio and in stores or in advertisements etc. Except Dynamite, of course. But the rest of the album was so genuine and heartfelt, so I feel like they are bringing more of themselves into their music again. I just hope in future comebacks they stop trying to cater to mainstream media and make the kind of music they want by staying authentic and true to themselves. Alright guys, that was it for this video. Let me know what you think of the points I made, and also leave yours in the comments below. I genuinely would love to read them. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you subscribed and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.